Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the importance of obtaining an eligibility letter. Because so many times I've come across persons looking to buy a property, and the first question I will ask them, how much do you qualify for? And they will look into the sky, they will look and say, I don't know. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot go property hunting, house hunting, land hunting without having an idea of how much money you are qualified to borrow, either from the bank or from the NHT. And in this video, I'm going to talk about specifically from the NHT. I'm going to touch on banks as well, but importantly, I'm going to talk about obtaining an eligibility letter from the National Housing Trust. In the last video, I talked to you about the importance of contributing to the trust. And if you want to see that video, I'm going to just link it right up. So just look up top in the right hand corner of this video and you will see the link right now. You can go and watch that video. All right. So quickly, what is the eligibility letter? The eligibility letter is just a letter from NHT, signed and sealed, to say that hi John Brown, hi Miss Brown, is able or is qualified to borrow $6.5 million or $5.5 million or $4.5 million, whatever the amount is. But of course, you have a maximum of 6.5 because that is what they are giving out now to buy houses. For land, I think it's $2.5 million for land, for a house lot. All right. That is in an approved NHT scheme, or what they call a service lot. They will give you up to whatever your salary can accommodate now, because there are some new changes in ours. There are some changes with the NHT. You can go to their website and you can look at those changes. I will also leave a link in the description for you to go and check your mortgage. That is the mortgage calculator. So you just click on it and it can calculate your mortgage and tell you the estimated amount that you will get and that you will pay on a monthly basis. All right. So let us talk about the eligibility letter and why it's important, and why is the first thing that you need to do before you go land hunting or house hunting. All right. So an eligibility letter is a letter that we prepare with NHT and issue for applicants in either of two instances. One, for joint finance mortgage, and two, for confirmation of loan limit. All right. So this will tell you how much you'll be able to borrow. What is the maximum amount of money you'll be able to borrow. All right. The joint finance mortgage program, basically in a nutshell, you have it on the screen, you can read it for yourself. But basically in a nutshell, it tells you how much, if you're going to join with somebody, like with your partner or with a sister or a brother, it tells you how much you will be able to borrow and how much the other party will be able to borrow. And then it tells you how much you'll be able to borrow jointly. All right. So if you're buying it with your spouse, say for example, you are qualified for 6.5, your spouse is qualified for 5.5, 6.5 plus 5.5, that's what? That's what? 7 million plus 5, $12 million in all. All right. So what do you need to get this letter? All you need to take to the NHT office is your NIS card, your TRN, your 3 months, your 3 last months payslip, an ID. This ID could be a passport, national ID, driver's license, you name it. All right. So when you go to the office, you present those documents, and in some cases you will need to take a job letter. They don't have it right here listed, but in some cases they will ask you for a job letter just to certify that you are working. All right. So just to be safe, if you are employed, ask your employer for a job letter and you take that as well. And when you go to the NHT office, you just go to one of the customer care representative, and they will tell you, they will give you this letter. They will prepare this letter for you. And this letter is going to be signed to say that I, John Brown, Miss Brown, or Mr. Brown, is eligible to borrow $6.5 million or 5.5, whatever the amount. But remember, the maximum is 6.5 from the National Housing Trust. And my estimated mortgage will be, and it will tell you. All right. Now, this letter now, this is what you're going to take to you with you now. So when you go house hunting, and you're ready to make a deal and to negotiate on a house, this is what the seller's representative, rather it's going to be a real estate agent or whosoever, this is the document that you will present to them to say to them that, listen, I am qualified. I am not just somebody off the street who is not qualified. I am not just joking around. I am very, very serious about this. All right. Now, Say for example, you obtain that letter from the NHT and you are qualified for $6.5 million, right? Best case scenario. But you want a property that value $13 million. Now you know that you're going to be short another 6.5 million. So this is the next step now, where you go to a bank and you bring this NHT letter to the bank now. See how important the letter is, and say to the loan officer, this is what NHT is willing to lend me. Could you lend me an additional $6.5 million? Or what would be the additional money that you could be able to lend me? You provide all of those information to them, such as your 3 last month's pay slip, your identification, all the documents that you brought to NH. You will just bring it to the bank, or whatever the bank is asking you for. You bring those documents to the bank, and the bank now will tell you now that you will be able to get an additional 4 million, additional 5 million, additional 6 million. So what the bank is going to give you also is called an eligibility letter again. So you're going to have 2 eligibility letters in all, one from the NHT, one from the bank. And then the bank will say, your monthly payment will be 30,000, 40,000, depends. I know that the bank's interest rate, if you want to see a video where I talk about bank's interest rate, I'm going to just leave it right up now in the card. Just look up and you'll see, you can just click it and go and watch that video. The bank's interest rate is a little bit high, right? And so therefore you realize that the same 6.5 million that you borrow from the NHT, if your mortgage, if you borrow the same amount from the bank, it's going to be a huge disparity in terms of the amount that you will pay. And that is why I urge every Jamaican to utilize their NHT benefit as much as possible. Don't just run to the banks, because these banks interest rates are very high, right? Now, when the bank prepare that letter for you now, you're going to have 2 letters, one from the NHT, one from the bank. Say the bank is willing to lend you another $6.5 million. Now you're qualified between the bank and the NHT to get 13 million to borrow. Now you are armed, you are equipped to go house hunting or land hunting, whatever you want to buy. You can go now and hunt properties. You can go on the website, you can leave comments in my comments in my video comment section, because from time to time I will know when properties come for sale, and you can ask and I will reach out to you and I will help you. All right, so when you go house hunting, say for example you see a house for $13 million advertised, you can now reach out to the seller and say, armed with your 2 documents now, and say, I am willing to make you an offer of $12.5 million. No, it is selling for 13, you're willing to offer 12.5, right? Or to make an offer for 12.5. Now they can accept, or they can say, no, we're not going below the $13 million, right? If you ask, suppose they take off 200,000, you can make a deal. And when you make a deal now, this is where the important now to have your down payment, right? Very, very important. And if you want to watch a video again on how to find the down payment to buy a house, I'm going to leave a link to a video down in the description, and I'm also going to put it up in the card so you can go and watch that video. I have a lot of videos on my channel talking about ownership of real estate in Jamaica. All right, so the next thing you do now, you make that deal and you pay your down payment on the property. You cut the deal, you seal the deal right there, you make your down payment. Of course, you'll have to get your lawyer, and if, as I said, if you want legal assistant, we also offer it here. You can contact me. I have lawyers at my disposal that I can just say, use this one, use that one. All right, so it is pretty much easy, and then that's it. And then the lawyer will take care of all the issues and all the needs that may arise, because you would have done your work already. Ladies and gentlemen, I can guarantee you that home ownership is not an easy road. However, if you are willing to make the sacrifice to do the necessary research, as you are doing now watching this video, it can be a reality. Not many Jamaicans willing to put in the work that is required, and so therefore they just throw in the cards and say, no, I can't bother, this is too much and this is too hard. All right, it can be done. When I was buying my house, the process was tedious, but guess what? I overcome it, and I said to myself that I am going to make YouTube videos to help other people out there who are buying, so that they don't have to make the same mistakes that I made when I was buying. Because one of the mistakes that I made when I was buying the house is that I began to look the house before I was pre-qualified. Yes, I know that I was pre-qualified because I did a pre-qualification letter a year ago. But that pre-qualification letter, I must tell you this, the pre-qualification letter lasts for 6 months from NHT. I don't know how long the banks will give you, but it only valid for 6 months. So after 6 months it is expired, you have to go back and do another one. All right, because you know that things may change, your finances may change, your circumstances may change, so they just give you 6 months. So I didn't know the amount, so I had to go to the NHT to get that eligibility letter. I have to go to the bank to get that. At the same time, remember now, the seller is waiting on other persons out there, because you know that the housing market is, real estate market in Jamaica is very competitive. So other persons out there willing to make a deal and make an offer to that seller. However, I developed a very good relationship with the seller, and so therefore the seller was able to, was willing rather, to wait on us when we were buying. And so therefore that's how we get our property. So I don't want you to make the same mistake. I want you to arm yourself with the necessary information. Remember, the first thing that you should do before you go house hunting is to get an eligibility letter from the National Housing Trust if you're a contributor, or from the bank, or you can do both. Right? So if you're going to go through the NHT, but the NHT only give you 6.5 and you can't even be able to buy a house, you're going to borrow the rest from the bank. So you get 2 eligibility letter, and then now you go house hunting, because at that time you will know your budget. Right? So you qualify for $13 million, you're not going to look at a house for $15 million. Or if you see the house for $15 million, you can make an offer of $13 million. You never know. Sometimes you may bingo. All right, but at least you are armed to say, this is my limit, this is my budget, and you spend within your budget. Now, for the persons who may say, well, me not join with nobody, and me can't go to the bank to get an additional money because my salary can't take it. This is where I said to you, try and buy a piece of land. You know you're qualified for 6.5, buy a piece of land. Try to get a piece of land, and then you can maybe start, you build 1 room and a bathroom and a little kitchen, because the remaining 2 million or 3.5, 2, what is it? Let's be 2.5 million remaining. They give you 2.5 million for land, so the remaining 4 million you could use that to make something. However, I am going to be realistic, and I agree that land is very, very, very hard to come by. It's very hard, but there are creative ways in which you can, because NHT have something where you can go in, like for example 2 or 3, you see a piece of property, you can join, you pull up together, and you can buy the land. There are many, many things available, many options available at the NHT, just that we don't know sometimes because we don't avail ourselves with the information. So I also urge you to go out, go up or go down there, depends on where you live, to your nearest NHT office and inquire about acquiring real estate, acquiring land, acquiring house, because there are a lot of options out there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section, and remember to like our video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like these. For home and garden fix and tricks, I'm Nigel. Peace.